First of all, welcome, Michał here
Thank you.
during the interview. And first of all, we would like to start our interview from the beginning. So your beginnings, because you were born in Namibia, then you moved to South Africa. So how looked your early years there?
Yeah, so I was born in Namibia, 1994, and then late or middle 95, my parents separated, and I moved with my mother, with my two brothers, back to Cape Town. For a short while, we actually stayed with her mother, my grandmother, in Mitchell's Plain, and that is where I grew up. And then after that, we moved around to Rugby, which is like a winelands farm between Somerset West and Stellenbosch. And it was a beautiful place. It still is a very beautiful place. And of course, most of my life I grew up there on the farm. And yeah, that is where I learned or developed most of my rugby. So right across the field, or right across our house, was a rugby field, and every opportunity that I could get, I would be on the rugby field with my brothers, either kicking ball or playing touch rugby with the friends, or even on Saturdays playing some big rugby. You know, grown. I was 15, 16 years old playing against grown men, and that is where I developed and honed my skills.
So we know that you have two brothers, Jarosław and Dariusz, yes?
Yes.
So it was your brother who brought you to rugby. It was who just took you to the first, teach you how to use the ball, how to play.
No, rugby is in our blood as a family. From my mother's side, my grandfather Peter September, him and his brothers, they were big rugby players in Worcester, at the rugby club Worcester Villages. Yeah, as I said, rugby is in our blood, and that is where the mantle was basically given to me from my grandfather. And my mother also believed that I was a very, how can I say, not mischievous, but I had a lot of energy as a small boy. And she believed, you know, that I'm athletic and that I'm good, and that I would make it in rugby and play some good rugby one day. And yeah, of course, my brothers were also very talented in terms of rugby, and we, you know, iron sharpens iron, and that is how we basically just helped each other. I would play, and they would tell me, you know, give me some advice and tell me where I could improve and what I'm doing good. And yeah, that is how they helped us, or helped me, and that is how I helped them.
And if there was, during this early days, your childhood, was there the Poland in the conversation back in home, or whatever, in some way that you talk about this roots that are going to Poland?
In my early days, not really. Of course, knowing well that I have Polish heritage, my main goal was, you know, to play for the clubs, the big clubs in South Africa, Western Province and South Africa, becoming a Springbok. And later, you know, our life just unfolds, and you don't have control over it. And recently, in the past couple of years, I just decided, you know, to really pursue this opportunity coming to Poland and making a difference here.
And like, also still coming back to this, how did look your way through the rugby? Like when you started to play, firstly as like playing for fun with brothers, then the club, and how did it go with the clubs and with the whole your path to the Super Rugby?
Yeah, so my path was basically I played in primary school rugby already at the age of 7, but I grew up with a ball in my hands from the age of 5 already. And then from 7 years old until 13 years old, my primary school career, I played rugby. Going on into my high school career, still continued playing rugby, played some provincial rugby, under 16 and under 18, 2 years under 18 for Western Province. And then I went to the Western Province Institute after that. And yeah, basically there my career really started taking shape and, you know, started materializing. as I had dreamed. After that, went to Lions and played a bit of Varsity Cup for University of Johannesburg and winning the title with Stellenbosch University Marties. And then, yeah, after that again with Western Province, achieved some good success there. And then 2019 made a move to Griquas, which is in Kimberley, and had a good season there. And of course then into Super Rugby after that.
Yeah, so how was it? Because, you know, it's like the Super Rugby is like the top level of club rugby in the whole world, and also here in Poland, a lot of supporters watching Super Rugby games. So how was the feeling when you went to the first game of Super Rugby? Was this like this dream coming true? Yeah,
it was definitely a dream come true. Of course, everything happened during COVID, so it was a bit difficult. You know, we didn't really travel to New Zealand and Australia, but I mean, playing amongst the teams in South Africa, playing against Springbok guys, that was really a dream come true. It was really nice, and knowing that what you've put in, the hard work that you put in, you really reaping it, you know. And I mean, what a big stage to perform on, and yeah, to make your dreams come true there on that stage. And really, it was just about keeping composure, keeping a level head, knowing that this is the first step to so many more bigger and greater doors that could potentially open. And just to seize every opportunity. With this game, you know, you never know when it's your last game. And to play every game as if it's your last game. To leave, as they say, there's an expression, just to leave everything out on the field. And that was really something special for me.
Is it hard to become a professional player in South Africa, where so many players and so the competition is so big to get to the level?
Yeah. Look, it is a big pool, you know, and literally the cream of the crop only rises. So it is difficult, you know. It really separates the guys from who is talented, to the guys who are really working hard. And if you put in the hard work, you will definitely make it. You know, no doubt about that. It's just all about your commitment, your passion, the energy, and the time that you're investing into your own career, into your own body. And of course, then what I've realized, you know, and for the past couple of years, is just to be in the right space of mind mentally, because that plays such a big influence and impact in your career. You know, it's not so much what you do off the field or on the field and during training. It's very much what you do off the field, mentally preparing yourself, mentally, you know, encouraging yourself, because it's hard. It's really tough. You know, it's not easy. But that's the thing. As long as you just stay consistent and keep chipping away at your dreams and your goals, and yeah, just knowing that you are the best, and what you did today, you're happy with it, you're satisfied with what you put in today, and just taking tomorrow on a new step.
I think this is a really important message also for the Polish players.
Yes, yeah, no, definitely.
And also, like, when you played in Super Rugby, you used to train and play with like the big names and the players that are playing in the World Cup. Is this experience also give you a lot, or it was just like more like, you know, treating each other like the player and a friend, or there was something that you get from this trainings with them?
Yeah, training with them was really amazing. Of course, they played on world-class platforms, you know, and they've got a lot of experience, and I always used to try to absorb, and that is just me in life and in rugby. I always just try to absorb and learn as much as possible from others who play bigger rugby, who know more, who are wiser, and who do things differently, you know. And that has always been my mindset, to learn from them. And really, I've learned so much from, you know, the Springbok guys who I played with, or even guys who played higher level, you know, professional rugby than what I did. And that was truly amazing to me. and I learned so much. And the brotherhood is just nice, you know. It's not like there's a big difference, you know, between the players. We all treat each other the same and as brothers, and it was always open to ask questions. So that was really something nice for me.
Can you also just, of course, because as we know in rugby, names don't play. It's like more of the team and the teamwork.
Yeah.
But can you just mention a few names of the players that you have played, just for our supporters to know what level did you actually play?
Yeah, I played with actually from primary school. I played with Andre Pollard since the age of 7, and then later in my career I played with Cheslin Colby, Justin Geduld. And then, of course, Sia Kolisi, Eben Etzebeth. I had the opportunity also when I was younger to train against Brian Urbana and Sean de Villiers, Dwayne Vermeulen. So that was really nice to me. And then recently, Springbok winners, you know, like Bongi Mbanambi, Stephen Kitts or Frans Malherber. So Urshel, Warwick Geland, and that was really nice.
And where was the moment in your rugby career when you decided that rugby will be something that you will be divided to, like that you're gonna stay in rugby and do nothing? Because I know that your oldest brother is an architecture,
yeah.
So when you decided that you're gonna be a rugby player and not, for example, architect.
I think it was more or less at the age of 19, just after high school, or 20 years old, that I decided that this is really what I want to do. It's nice and it's my passion and my God-given talent, you know, that I figured out. And of course, I love and I play to glorify His name alone, my Lord and Savior.
What is the most important thing that you've learned from rugby throughout the years?
Goodness, what I've learned is, you know, you can be knocked down. You can really, you have high moments and you have low moments. And it's always just to be humble. You can be knocked down, but it's all about your attitude, how you're going to stand up, you know, and get back up to the top. And the thing is, you know, just to prove to yourself, you're not out there proving, you know, to everyone out there. You just need to prove to yourself that you are the best and believe in yourself all the time, and you will make it. There's really no doubt about that if you have that self-belief, you can do anything and anything is possible.
This self-belief is the most important characteristic of the good rugby player?
Yeah, I would say a lot of self-belief, you know, not being arrogant about it, being humble, always trying to learn, but that self-belief, you know, that you can make it, that each day you need to try and try harder. And if life knocks you down and if you fall down, you know, to dust your shoulders off, to wipe your knees and elbows and to put on a smile and just keep going. Nothing is ever given, you know, on a silver platter to anyone. Whatever you try to do and achieve, any goals that you need to or that you want to achieve, you need to work for it, and you must be willing, you must really be willing to put in the hard work. Yeah,
I believe it's a fantastic attitude for everyone, not only for a rugby player, actually.
Definitely.
And coming back to your career, because suddenly, maybe we can say suddenly, 3 years ago, there were just talks starting with you from side of the Polish national team. So what made you decide to play for Poland, to come here and to represent our country?
It's actually quite a difficult, not difficult, but how can I say?
A long story.
Yeah, no, but not a long story, but yeah, a long story. What made me actually decide to come to Poland is I had a very bad time, well, not bad time, just rather an unpleasant time in South Africa with attitudes, you know, and you know, how I was painted and how I was treated in South African rugby. The system, I would say the system there does not always look after the most talented guy or the guy who works the hardest. it's about who you know, and you know, it's not as clean and as gloomy as what everyone thinks the South African system is. And yeah, I went through a few bad times at 2 clubs that I was in South Africa, and at that point I just lost the passion for the game. You know, my career was going backwards. You know, slowly I was at the point where I was looking at my dream. You know, busy losing my dream, and I had to make a way to find and just to decide that I need to get my career back. I need to find the passion and the love for the game again. And I kind of hit a roof, you know, the ceiling in South Africa, where I thought, goodness, my career is going nowhere. I need to change now. And that is the point, say so, 2 years ago, that I just decided that I need to make the move to Poland. And of course, at that point, I was following Poland rugby. I knew that they are playing rugby and developing in rugby. And I thought to myself, you know what? I can come over here and make a difference, whether it be to 5 people or 1 person, even if 1 small child is looking at me, you know, and that I can just give a hug and he can aspire to be the next best Polish rugby player. I will go out of my way. I will do that. Then I can say, I can pat, you know, myself on the back and say, I've achieved what I needed to achieve through living out my gift of rugby. For that 1 boy, just to give him a dream and hope that he can make it one day, I'm happy.
It was that also the moment when you like started thinking and also starting to be more interested in Poland at all, not only Polish rugby, but also like your Polish heritage?
Yeah, I would say before then, I was always interested and curious about my Polish heritage, always doing studies, reading books, watching documentaries about Polish heritage, you know, especially about the war that Poland's been through. And yeah, that has always been in me, you know, to find out more about that. And then, like I said, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, the interest, you know, to come over to Poland, to help Poland rugby, that you know, just ticked the box and kind of gave me confirmation that what I'm doing and what I'm deciding is the right thing to do, you know. And just coming to help and develop and expand the game here in Poland. So many more people. I would like my career and my gift to touch so many more people than what I can see now.
And after first 10 days in Poland with the team, did you feel even more confirmed that you did well?
Yes, of course. You know, the win against Germany was just a big confirmation, you know, that I'm at the right place at the right time, and that is so important. Of course, coming into the camp, the guys really welcomed me. The coaches made me feel welcome at home, like I'm, you know, part of the brotherhood, and that really made me feel special, you know, the way they embraced me and the way they just took care of me, and all of the events, you know, leading up to the game, with the game being the cherry on the cake, you know, was just a big blessing and the confirmation that I'm at the right place at the right time.
Is it also an occasion to look for your roots and go to Krosno to look for your family and meet your cousins and uncles?
Yeah, no, definitely it is. Definitely it is. I'm in contact with them, which is beautiful, you know, which is so nice. I haven't met them in person, but hopefully soon I will meet them in person. You know, my father's side of the family, which will also give me a lot of satisfaction, you know, in terms of knowing the other half of my family, the other side of my heritage and lineage. So I'm really looking forward to that, and finding out, you know, more about my father, how how was his childhood, how did he grow up, what experience, what things did he experience, you know, because that plays a big role in who I am today and why I am who I am.
And do your brothers in your family back in South Africa are following you and supporting you from there, just watching the games? And
Yes, no, they super proud. They're very proud of me, and goodness, I can just say thank you so much to my family back home for supporting me. Like I told you, my career wasn't always up there, you know, smooth sailing and successful. My career took a few hard knocks where I was really down, up to a point, you know, I was even depressed and I wanted to give up rugby. I just wanted to throw in the towel, and they really encouraged me. They really prayed for me to stir up that gift again, that passion again in me. And if it wasn't for them, I don't know where I would have been.
So you've said already of what do you want to achieve as a player and what is important for you. Yeah. So what will be your personal success, but with the Polish national team?
Yeah, of course, what would be, no doubt, what would be the biggest success to me is to take them to the next division in the European League, you know, to really make Poland, put a mark on Poland as one of the strongest rising countries in Europe, you know, in terms of rugby. That would just be a success. And of course, I know there's a lot of potential in Poland, and my biggest dream and what would give my heart so much satisfaction is to see the Polish guys run out in a Rugby World Cup. That would really just be amazing. Whether I'm in the team or not, whether it's after my career and I can still be part of it, I would just be really so happy and so proud of this team and this country. It would really be, and it is an honor for me to be here and to serve everyone. And of course, right now, my main focus and my biggest focus is to help develop the game, help expand the game, to get more people interested in the game of rugby, because I think rugby is a game for all shapes and sizes. You know, there's for the slow, for the fast, for the big, for the small, and I think there's just place for everyone. And it's, you know, I saw how powerful, and I know how powerful rugby can be in uniting a country in the 1995 World Cup in South Africa. And goodness, if we can get Poland to get to the same point, we can unite so many people. We can build an even stronger pride within Poland, and that is my dream. You know, that everyone from all different walks of life unite at the rugby field, hug each other, celebrate a victory, and stand behind the Polish team.
I think it is the perfect sum up for our conversation, and I think we're really happy that you joined our team and you bring this good spirit to the team. So thank you very much for this conversation. I hope we'll have more occasions to talk in coming years.
No, definitely. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.